Good morning. My name is Lorrie. Welcome to my channel. We are quilters. Today we are working on a study in Scarlet quilt that goes along with the Sherlock Holmes book, A Study in Scarlet. Today we are making more pieces for the Trails block. It is a 6-inch block, but we are making the flying geese today. Some have a white sky, some have a red sky. This block is not I shouldn't say it's not the only block, but some of the blocks in the quilt have a different arrangement of the pieces. Let me show you what I mean. Last week we worked on the center 4 patch for all of the blocks. There are 14 of these here, and today we are working on this flying geese. So let me show you what I am talking about. The pattern that I put out there, and I need to make an addition. I don't have a picture of the corner block, so I need 6A blocks that the black runs this way and the red touches the closest black squares. The other arrangement, black goes the same direction, but the red is on different sides, and you cannot just flip it and have it be the same thing. It's just a little bit different. And the C blocks, if you look closely here, are corners, and the reds are on 2 touching sides, not opposite sides, and there are 2 of those. So I will make notes down at the bottom. If you printed off the pattern last week, I apologize, but I will add directions for the flying geese and for the rest of the block, even though I'm not going to assemble the block today. I'm going to assemble the blocks next week. So here is the pattern for the blocks. Let me show you all of that on the camera at one time. And they are not even the same. They are opposites. The corners are the same, but these are opposites. So you need 6 A's, 6 B's. And I will take a picture of this and add it in so that you can see it. I'll make it part of the documentation for the pattern so that you can see the pattern. Because I didn't draw that out ahead of time, sorry. I put it there, but I didn't. And you'll see that the way it lines up, the red skies are on the inside and outside of the blocks, except for the corners, and then they go around just the outside for the corners. So I had a plan, I just didn't write it down at the time. Sometimes improv is a wonderful thing. Anyway, back to what we are doing today. We are making these flying geese. So I have my pieces bag here, and the geese are all purple. And I have my background fabric for some, and I have red skies for others. And the only thing I have left are the corner squares for finishing the block, those 2-inch squares. So I can put those back in the bag. I'm going to bag these also, because next week is the week we are finishing. So, to do at a time, flying geese. Half of these purple will be with the sky, and half will be, I'm going to divide the purple up. Before I start in on these, I made this little section of the video after the video when I realized, when I was on the way to the grocery store, that I had an error in my math. Let me explain why. There are 14 blocks around. Let me set that aside. On the pattern, for 1, I have that you need 4 red 2.5s. Well, that makes 4 geese. And if you're making 1 block, you only need 2 geese. But because you're making geese with red and white backgrounds, you have extra geese because you're doing it 4 at a time. So you need 2 purples and you need backgrounds, you need 4. But for 14 at a time, you need 1, 2 times 14 is 28 red geese. To make 28 red geese, I do not need 56 because I'm making 4 at a time, and divide that by 4 and that would give me 7. So I'm making 7 with the red, and so I need 7 geese bodies. So instead of 28, I only need 14. I am so sorry if you already cut everything. So sorry. That also means the red, I do not need 56. I need times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. That also means the background. 7 times 4 is 28. Now I do need 28 teals, I do need 28 blacks, and I do need the strips the way they are. So you're going to end up with extras of these, and extras of the red 2.5 squares. I apologize. I don't know what I was thinking. I wrote this and cut this so long ago for this one that I didn't even realize it, even as I was typing it up. So let me continue on with the video, the review on making the cute little flying geese. So these are 2 at a time. I should have 7 of our 14. 2 piles of 7 blocks in each. 14 of each. Those will go with the red. And those will go with the blue. Now, I need to clear some stuff off and draw the lines on the back of my 2.5-inch squares. And I know it'll be a lot of line. This is why we are doing just the flying geese today, because it's a lot of line drawing and trimming and pressing. And then trimming at the end to make the flying geese to be 2 by 3.5. So let me get my other things that I need to do. So for today, I'm only going to demonstrate one. And off camera, I am going to make a whole bunch of all of these. I think I'll do the background. It is the most challenging because one side is the right side and one side is not. But you have to look at it very closely. Okay. So now I have the right side facing down. This is my cut line for today. And I'm using a Frixion pen. And I noticed before I started this Frixion pen, I've used most of the ink out of this one. But it comes with refills, so it's all good. So I love using this 4 at a time flying geese method. Makes life so much easier. So now I need my goose fabric. And if you remember correctly, I need to do a little trim snip at the corners. Just nip that little corner off so we don't have a weird wrinkle. Throw that down there in my bucket. And then where we nipped and snipped, we line up the edges on the two sides and across the middle. Let me get a couple pins and pin this on. So it's easier to take to and from the machine. Mostly for demonstration purposes. If you weren't watching me, I would do this without the pins. So now I'm going to take it over the machine and I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch down both sides. And I will be back in a moment to trim it. I am back from the sewing machine. Yes, and I see that my thread is pulling up, so I need to do some machine maintenance after I demonstrate for you. It's not pulling so that you can see threads, but I need to do some maintenance. I'm using that cut line. I probably need a new needle. It's been a while since I've been here in West Virginia, so now I need to do some maintenance on my machines. I am going to press these so they look like the heart shape. And then I have my last 2 pieces there to add to make them into my flying geese. So now when these cool down, because if you put them on there and they're very hot, that friction pen will just melt right away and disappear. Ah, that's better. So now I'm going to add my piece right there. This again is my cut line, so I need to sew 1/4 of an inch on both sides. And I will be back in a moment. So now I have my pieces sewn on, 1/4 of an inch on either side of the line. And now I have my geese. Let me press these and then we will get to the trimming. Now I'm going to double check my math. Before I trim this up, I'm going to double check my math. So I have this is the second flying goose ruler. I could do this with any ruler, but since I have these available, I'm going to use them. This is labeled 1.5 by 3 finished geese. So this is 2 inches by 3.5 inches actual size right now, because this is a 3.5 inch block. So I am going to trim them up using so I'm going to trim them to 2 by 3.5. Use this ruler and I lay it on there. I'm pretty sure that these rulers are still around. I need to make sure that I have, and I love how this is marked, so that you have 1/4 of an inch, no matter what kind of ruler you use, you need 1/4 of an inch above the goose, above its little nose, so that you have a seam allowance. So let me line it up. I noticed that, and I tell you all the time, oh, I love my little spinning mat. I noticed the other day when I was looking at something else sewing related that these have doubled in price. Maybe they'll have some Black Friday specials. But it was up to, on Amazon, it was up to $28 for this little spinning mat. Glad I bought them when they were half that. So there it is. I'm going to make a bunch of geese and trim up a bunch of geese to keep me busy. I'm going to make half of them with the blue background and half of them with the red sky. And I will see you back next week to assemble all of these geese onto the finished blocks for the month of November. I hope you have enjoyed this little reminder / tutorial on how to make 4 at a time flying geese. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week as we work on these trail blocks to finish the whole top edge of the quilt. The only thing we will have left, we only have 2 blocks left to make. This center block and this block right here. And then we will have all the blocks assembled for this quilt. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. I apologize sincerely about the mistakes that I have made with the extra pieces. I hope you can put them to good use if you cut them. Sorry. Give me a like and help my channel grow. Please subscribe.